Hi, this is Team Spicy Boys bringing you our round 4 of our Batter Up Friday Night Local. On our left we have Nick, our red swap player, and then on our right we have our burly veggie player, Orlando. This is indeed the last round, so this is our finals. And I believe here Orlando did keep his hand, so that's looking really good for him there. And Nick has been quite on a roll with his deck. Seeing good success with Frieza Swap. So let's see how this game plays out. And by the looks of it, I feel as though Nick is going first, since Orlando has yet to play a card, or he's just respectively waiting for Nick. Yeah, he was just waiting for Nick. So I feel like this matchup's a little bit hard for the burly player, just because he wants to try to keep his combo on board to reduce the cost of his cards in his hand. Like if he doesn't get optimal hits on the Kaba and the U7 Khalifa, then he's gonna be looking at a hard time here, reducing the cost of his sister Kales and etc. Pretty much is what we want to try to keep that Kaba on board. So fast forwarding here a bit, Nick charges a Champa, ends up using a leader auto to get the 3-drop freezer, and then just goes right in attack. Orlando's going to opt to take it, and looks like Nick passed turn here. So here Orlando's charging his second Kale. I feel like he does that quite often. He doesn't really get to bring it out too much with Shugesh, just because a lot of people play Cronoa, but he does need the second green right off the bat. And in doing so, he's going to go right ahead and pretty much able to play the Kaba, and then he goes off and gets the 2-drop Khalifa here, taking a life, putting him down to 5. And with this, he gets a nice early awaken. So if he does happen to have a second Kaba, or happens to get another second Kaba, then he'll be in a really good spot. And Orlando's just going to awaken here immediately right after, putting his leader at 15. Nick's going to go ahead and take it. Now he's going to go ahead and combo with the 1-drop freezer and use after image to pop the Kaba. And Orlando continuing the pressure, and going to go right ahead and attack with his Khalifa there. And again, Nick's going to take it. And that's going to put him to a point where he gets to awaken next turn. Do his leader auto. Orlando is definitely playing this. Definitely does have the second Kaba in his hand. And let's see what he can do here. This actually just might be a whiff, since he didn't immediately play the U6 Khalifa right off the bat. I believe I did say U7 a second ago, so I'm sorry about that. It's Universe 6. And he's going to go ahead and grab the Kale. Not really the most optimal card he wanted to add. But if he does have Shugesh, he will indeed be able to bring out that Kale. And in doing so, I'll be able to pop a card. But the thing is, like, all the Frieza cards have barrier, so Kale isn't as good in this matchup. It'd only be really good to replenish your hand. So sorry about the yawn. So yeah, it'd only be good to replenish that hand, and it has a 20k crit. So there's definitely that. Nick here gonna end up charging the Ginyu. Does indeed find the 1-drop off of that, so that's gonna end up starting off his swap plays. And he's gonna just do that, play the swap play, bumping his leader up to 5, immediately bouncing it back up to go into the 2-drop freezer. And with that, he has a leader that's 15 and a 2-drop freezer that's 15, but minus 10 on his turn. And he's just going to immediately swap out into the 3-drop. And doing so, he gets to play around the Shugash Kale play. If he did it the other way, the 2-drop does not have barrier, so then he would have lost his swap play. So really smart move by Nick here. So he's just gonna go right ahead and attack lead to lead. And Orlando's just gonna opt to take it. Does not really trying to combo anything. And Nick does have a really decent hand size. He does run the yellow version of this now. But since he has no yellow, no co-blast available for him. And Orlando, I feel like, is in a tough spot. He does not have a combo on board, so he doesn't have a real way to pretty much get out his cards. And that's quite unfortunate for him, because both times he played Cabo, he did not hit the U6 Khalifa, which pretty much gives him board presence. It's just quite unfortunate for him. And let's see what he ends up doing here. Oh, okay, so he ends up playing a second Trunks here, and he's just digging for cards, and he's gonna end up grabbing the Sister Kale. And now he's just gonna end up going ahead and swinging at lead, comboing the freezer, throwing that 5. I'm not sure why he comboed the freezer here. I feel like he should have comboed the Trunks, in the sense where then he could have attacked with the freezer and then comboed the Trunks to make it at another 15. Quite odd that he did it that way. I guess he wanted the combo power, but yeah, he should have just attacked. He should have just comboed with one of the Trunks and then attacked with the freezer itself, then comboed with that instead. So yeah. Alright, so Nick finally charging yellow here, making his cold bloodlust finally live. He does have the 5-drop freezer in hand, so that is a big play for him for the following turn. And oh, he does have the Cronoa, so he might consider playing the Cronoa as well. He does have options here. He could play the 5-drop and the Cronoa, but then that would be forcing him to tap out, which probably isn't ideal. So here he's going to end up playing his overwhelm card, drawing a card, bumping his leader up by 5 to see what he can dig into instead. And yeah, he's just going to end up opting to play the Cronoa instead. And in doing so, pretty much he does be able to keep up the pressure regardless. And this way, just completely shutting out Shugash. And I believe Orlando's at 3 life here, and he's just gonna go ahead and Nimbus discarding the cold bloodlust here. He wants nothing to do with that board, and pretty much. So Nick did attack with a battle card first, so he still gets a lead attack, and he still gets another attack with a battle card. So what he ended up doing here was just end up playing the 1-drop, bumping up his freezer, and because they already had a 5k boost, it is now at now at 10, making that a 25 attack lead. He attacks with the 2-drop after swapping out. Let's see what Orlando does here. I believe Orlando has to either use a super combo or something like that, but he ends up comboing the 4-drop Khalifa instead. And now Nick attacks with lead, and we do know he added a super combo to his hand, and that's 25, but Orlando does not want to try to out combo that, and he goes right ahead and takes it. That's really scary because now he's at 2 life, and Nick next turn can just immediately go into the 5-drop, and that's a double strike crit. So as according to game state, Nick can threaten lethal at any given time. And okay, so Orlando here does find another Kaba, but unfortunately, Nick does have the Bloodlust. And does Orlando have the bad ring? No, he does not, and that's quite unfortunate for him. And he's just gonna go ahead and attack with lead, using the super combo this time around to try to dig for some cards. And Nick just gonna answer with his own super combo. And Orlando's hand size isn't too big. Let's see what he can do here for this following turn. So he is indeed gonna end up attacking with the Khalifa. That's 20 to lead. And I think Nick is at 4 life, but he's just gonna decide to combo out of that, bumping up to 25. Orlando's gonna go ahead and attack with the Kaba, and he's just let's see what he's deciding to do here. He's gonna end up comboing both his trunks, to making that 20. And I believe Nick did take it, putting up to 3. And now Orlando's gonna drop the Kale for 1, because its specified cost is being, well, its cost is being dropped down to 1. Specified cost only works for green, and he's gonna end up sending the Kale out there for a combo. And I wonder what he attacked here, but I think he attacked lead, not threatening that 2-drop on board at all, which is kind of scary. Knowing he couldn't kill Nick this turn, it probably would have been a good idea to try to get rid of the 2-drop so he doesn't get another swap target into free for the 3-drop. I think Orlando has one open yellow, and I believe that's it. Everything else is tapped out. And looking at Nick's hand, he does have that other overwhelm card again, so his turn can be quite explosive. Here's the thing, so with Nick's hand, he can attack with the 3-drop, swap out to the 5-drop, attack with the 2-drop, swap out to the 3-drop, and he still has the overwhelm card in his hand to boost his lead, draw a card. So he has a series of attacks here, and unless Orlando has another Nimbus, it's not looking too good. And Orlando's just taking the opportunity to really think out on what he can do next year. I'm not too sure what his possible plays. I can definitely see Nick's hand, but I'm having a hard time looking at Orlando's hand, keeping it just shy of that camera angle. But yeah, guys, this is just a matchup. That's the thing, when you play Veggies, you're really going off the luck of what you're gonna hit from deck, compared to the swap deck when everything's played from hand. So swap being the more guaranteed aggressive plays, while Veggies is the more explosive random plays. This match would have been completely different if Orlando did hit his U6 Khalifa at any given time. But unfortunately, out of 3 Kabas, and one of them being cold bloodlusted, just no dice. So Nick's just gonna end up charging a 5-drop right away. I believe he does have another 5-drop in hand, so he's gonna go ahead and attack the 3-drop right into lead, I believe. And Orlando's gonna end up comboing the, I believe, striving to be the best Vegeta, what it's called. And Nick's just gonna go right ahead and bring out the 5-drop, busting out that overwhelm card, putting up his lead up to 5. Now threatening lethal, attacking lead. Orlando here is gonna use the time magic on that, giving him a new lease on life, but he still has to deal with the rest of the board presence between 3 attacks coming up. and Nick still does have a really good favorable hand size. So now he's gonna go ahead and attack lead again. Orlando's gonna end up comboing the 3-drop Kaba, and again attacking. Orlando's just gonna use the Shugash to keep him alive. Nick's gonna go ahead and swap over to the 3-drop, killing the Kaba again. That's 15 to lead. Orlando's gonna use another time magic on that card, and now he's gonna attack, use the super combo, use that, and that's GG's.